Hey everybody! So, for my self narrative, I want to talk about an experience that I recently had that really changed my outlook on life. I'm naturally a really giving person and a forgiving person, and it's a good thing, but a lot of times it ends up I'm being used or walked all over, and like this happens to me a lot. Um, it's always this like kind of the role I play in my friendships, even though that's not a great thing. Throughout high school, I was always the one who drove or paid, or, I was always the one who had to put in all the effort. And even after I graduated high school and I've come on to college, like that still happens to me a lot of time, especially with the friendships I've had since I was in high school. And recently, though, I really got my eyes opened up when I was really shown that I was being used by certain people in my life. A few months ago, I was on vacation and I was with some friends and my sister. And this weekend also happened to be one of my friends from high school. It happened to be their wedding. And I planned, we were a couple hours away from where the wedding was. So I planned to drive to the wedding and then come back that night back to where I was on vacation. And I had told my friend this is what I was doing. But just before it was time for me to leave, my sister got really sick and I wasn't sure what to do. I couldn't just leave her there alone. And I called my mom and I said, what should I do? And she said, please skip the wedding, stay there. She's not better. I'll come get her tomorrow. This is how sick she was. And so a few days later, after all her wedding excitement had died down and she was off her honeymoon, I sent my friend a text and, I told her how sorry I was and I told her the situation, what had gone on and why I wasn't there. And what I received back was just the most rude, hateful message I've ever gotten from somebody, and I didn't know how to respond to it. Because she was just, she didn't believe that that's what was really happening. Why I wasn't there was because my sister was sick and, just was not understanding of my situation, and I was so upset that I hadn't been there. I felt really bad about it, but it was something, like I had done something wrong when this situation was really out of my hands and I had no control over it. And that's kind of when I realized that this girl was a toxic friend. She wasn't understanding of my life or what I was going through, and our friends should be understanding of what the issues we're having, just like we should be understanding of whatever they're going through. And the more I thought about it, I kind of realized that she was never a good friend to me. I've done things to her, but what has she done for me? How has she made a positive impact on my life? How has she built me up? And she hasn't. And I don't think that if the situation were reversed that she would have been there. I think, she wouldn't have been there for me in that way. And so this experience just showed me who was truly important in my life, who understood, who understood what I was going through and like saw my side. And she didn't even try to see my side or try to understand what was happening or ask, And it kind of showed me that people who felt bad for me that I had, not like who understood that hurt me when she sent that. And, those are the people I need in my life. And I know that this story, like, it might not seem life-changing, like, it might not seem like this huge, impactful story, but for me, it was really a life-changing event because it made me finally stop putting up with those toxic friends in my life and those people who weren't making a positive impact on my life. It made me stop having to put up with them and stop dealing with their negativity. And so that's my story.